Hi, I'm Joey Rassool from Collider Games, and this review is on the VR game Transference. This game is what happens when you marry an indie horror developer like Spectrevision and a video game developer like Ubisoft. We've seen it at E3 via Ubisoft a couple years in a row, and it is being helmed by director Elijah Wood. Yes, that Elijah Wood. This is a different career path for everyone, though, as this is one of Ubisoft's first truly VR games. The game explores the idea of the singularity and putting a consciousness in a digital space. You explore the home of Raymond Hayes, his son Benjamin, and his wife Catherine. Or rather, you don't explore the home so much as you explore their memories of the home. You are trapped inside their memories, their three different recollections of the same space, and you are there to recover the fragmented family and fix corrupted data. This is an exploration into how people perceive things differently. It's a great non-linear storytelling adventure with puzzles to match. The art direction is where this game really shines. It has its own unique look, reminiscent of some other games, but it still stands out. While I wouldn't necessarily call this horror, it does have some moments that make you jump, especially in VR. We at Collider know how jumpy people can get in VR. This seems to draw some inspiration from old PC puzzle games like Myst. It's also got some great design elements that work very well in VR specifically. Where this game falls short, however, is on Ubisoft's side. The implementation of the VR is depressingly amateur. You're stuck to a true motion type of movement, also with a snap rotation, so this is probably the easiest way to get people sick. I personally enjoyed playing this a lot more in non-VR, which it is available on all platforms in non-VR, so that is a big plus. But it's a real shame because a lot of the aesthetics were designed for VR, and this is a really cool world to explore in VR. It almost makes sense. But the puzzle solving itself is fairly straightforward with a limited challenge. Not enough for you to get frustrated and just enough for you to keep on going. The game experience is only about 2 hours, so this does actually feel like movie length. You can lengthen that playtime by finding all the video logs and exploring the world a bit more. Since the story itself is so enigmatic, you might actually want to do that. The overall story arc is a little familiar, and I know that sounds weird when saying you're going to go enter a family's minds, but believe me, when you see it, you'll know what I mean. All in all, it's a fun experience with some cool set pieces, but because it's so short and because the VR implementation isn't that great, even $25 I think is just a little too high. I got similar polish, playtime, and enjoyment from Don't Nod's Captain Spirit, and that was released for free. All in all, I give this game a 6.5 out of 10. I really wanted to like this game. This is one of the things that was hyped up at E3. This is one of the first games that I ever got to cover at Collider Games. And I think it really just fell short on Ubisoft's side. I will say this has made me more interested in Spectrevision as a company and following what they do, and this gives me a lot of hope for narrative games in VR. A lot of the problems with locomotion can be fixed in patches, so if that happens, I'll update you and let you know that you can finally play the game. For an early attempt at VR, this isn't bad, but there are some things that a company the size of Ubisoft should have been able to foresee. I'm Joey Rassool for Collider Games. If you want to dive into the minds of VR test subjects, then check out Transference, but also check out our horror VR series with Josh McCouga as we scare the pants off of him. All that and more can be found at Collider Games.